All right, happy Friday night, everybody. Welcome on into the daily broadcast coming to you from Raiderland World Headquarters here in West Texas. What a day for Texas Tech athletics. Punching the ticket to the College World Series for Texas Tech softball with a 2-1 victory over Florida State. I know what you're thinking. I can't believe they gave up a run. How dare they give up a run in the postseason? Unbelievable run right now by Texas Tech softball. But is it really that unbelievable? Seems pretty believable when you have one of the best pitchers in softball over the last however many years. So we're going to talk about that tonight. Texas Tech getting there, and I'll ask you again. Tell me again why you hate NIL. Tell me again why NIL is bad for Texas Tech. Tell me again why we want to change what's going on, because I don't know about you, I kind of like what's going on with Texas Tech athletics in the NIL era. I don't know that I want to change anything. Anything and everything else on your mind tonight. It's Friday night. Most Texan thing you have done this week. I don't know what else you might want to talk about. That's up to you. We will go as long as the conversation is good tonight. As long as the conversation is interesting. And it's up to you guys on the United Supermarkets and Market Street chat line to jump in. So you know what to do. Jump in, get your comments, thoughts posted. Let's do it in 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, TheRaiderland.com. You start your day there. We had the Raiderland hot links up this morning. Did anybody else notice that Twitter X was really funky weird this morning? Like you'd go click on somebody's deal and it's like, David Collier has not posted. Don Williams has not posted yet. So weird stuff. We were kind of limited. I think we gave you a pretty good look at the hot links though today. Brought to you tonight by Domino's Pizza, Domino's.com. Here's the cool thing. Our Domino's people, my Domino's sources told me that last night, there was a bump, a spike in pizza orders during the Texas Tech softball game. Now that's pretty cool. That's an economic indicator that people are dialed in, that people are buying into what's going on with Texas Tech softball, that they follow these things. I mean, trust me, they know. Places like Domino's Pizza, we got an event coming up, we got this coming up, we got, we might need extra staffing, whatever. There was a spike. And that, to me, lets me know that the average sports fan in Lubbock, Texas and West Texas is getting into Texas Tech softball. Of course, they win today 2-1. Nigeria Kennedy again makes it happen. She had to throw like 10 extra pitches today compared to yesterday. Good grief. What are you doing there? So, all right. You tell us tonight your thoughts. Are you getting into Texas Tech softball? Are you getting into softball for the first time? As an average fan, is it drawing you in? What are you liking about it? One of the things I love about softball, and it's kind of been reignited for me watching this team this spring, is just how much freaking fun they have playing the game. That so many other sports are just so damn serious all the time. Nobody smiles, nobody has fun, nobody goofs around, nobody does anything. And softball, they embrace all of that. It's part of the culture. That's pretty cool, I like that. So fire away on the United Supermarkets and Market Street chat line tonight. Let's get it going. If you are on YouTube, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on YouTube, we ask you to do one thing. Share it and hit like and invite people in, and that'd be cool. If you're on Facebook Live tonight, same thing. Share it, like it. Twitter X, you can do the same thing. Jeff is on our YouTube channel for Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Everybody should subscribe. It's free, don't cost nothing. More Big 12 championships this year than any other school. Why would you want to change things if you're us? I'm with you. Hold on. Product placement. There we go. I'm with you. I love what we got right now. Now, I know it's going to change. It's going to morph. And not the NIL, but, some things are going to change. But I love the aspect that somebody can love Texas Tech softball so much right now that they can have a direct impact, like Jason Sellers and his wife, on a program and do what they've done. That's beautiful. That's America right? Put your money where your mouth is. That somebody can love Tech softball enough to do that. Hey, ain't nobody stopping anybody from loving Florida State softball or Oklahoma State softball or BYU softball. You can do the same thing. What's wrong with that? It's an arms race. It'll never end. We don't win. No, the people who are against it again are the old guard. You know who hates Texas Tech right now? Oklahoma. The Oklahoma Sooners and Oklahoma softball hates Texas Tech because Texas Tech should not be sniffing anything like OKC and going in there with one of the greatest pitchers in college softball in the last several years. They hate that. That's their deal. How dare you be a part of it? You know? How dare you show up? And that's why Tommy Tuberville and Nick Saban were trying to get Cody Campbell. Cody Campbell may have been a Trojan horse, by the way. I'm beginning to rethink some things on Cody Campbell and the Trump Presidential Commission. He may have been a Trojan horse. By that I mean get in there and then be the disruptor that all of a sudden maybe they realize, crap, this might not, hold on, he might actually do something here that benefits Texas Tech and not Alabama and Auburn and the SEC and the Big Ten. You've got to watch out for Cody Campbell. I mean, he's not dumb. He's from Canyon, Texas. I lived in Canyon, Texas. My dad was a coach in Canyon. Spent a formative years of my youth in Canyon, Texas, down there in Hunsley Hills. I understand the Canyon people. That we may be sleeping on him a little bit on this thing, initially thinking he's doing one thing, then maybe he was the Trojan horse. But tell us again, watching Tech softball, how can you hate NIL if you're a Tech fan? CJ jumps in on Facebook. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on Facebook. We encourage you to watch the shows. We do a lot of cool stuff on our Facebook page. That's why we say subscribe to everything. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter X, and of course, everything on the website, theraiderland.com. We do a lot of cool stuff there that you might miss. You might have missed a picture of Josh Young with a banana on his hat at the College World Series earlier this week. CJ, so proud of Lady Raiders softball going to the World Series. Looking forward to it. Except for one thing here, CJ, I'm going to correct you. It's not Lady Raiders softball. It's Red Raiders softball. Lady Raider basketball, and I believe Texas Tech women's tennis still uses the Lady Raider moniker, but all other women's athletics teams at Texas Tech are Red Raiders. Red Raiders is a gender-neutral nickname. I don't have time to go through the history going back to the late 80s, early 90s, and the huge debate over whether Texas Tech women's team should go by Lady Raiders or not. Marcia Sharp won the battle in the early 90s, and Texas Tech women's basketball became Lady Raider basketball. They're not the Lady Raiders. They are the Red Raiders. Janine McHaney would jump up out of her grave if I didn't point that out. Joseph is on Facebook. That's a social media deal and not some sort of weird drug. I like the fact that softball, you can have fun and no one accuses you of showing up your opponent. Huge, big, great comment right there. Joseph, you nailed it right there. That you can do all the stuff they do and the chants and the whatever. You can express joy and nobody's like, I'm going to stick one in your ear hole next time you come up to bat. How dare you act like you had fun doing that? 100%. 100% right on that. You nailed it. 100%. Let's see, Gary, is Obear the closest thing to Kennedy dominance? Kennedy is much more dominant than Obear. College level or PGA level. I mean, she's like, here's who Kennedy is. Nigeri Kennedy is the softball version of Cheryl Swoops in 1991-92, who takes a program that was good and took it to great. And softball's been good. It's not been bad by any stretch. But if you're looking for a comparison, it's Cheryl Swoops. And can Nigeri Kennedy be this program, Cheryl Swoops, that elevates it, brings it to, so they're in the Final Four, right? the College World Series is the Final Four of 1993. You win a Big 12 title, conference title. That was 1992 that Texas Tech does that with Cheryl Swoops as a junior. Next year, you know what happened. She's the Cheryl Swoops of softball. But what happens after Swoops leaves? Well, after Swoops leaves, Texas Tech Lady Raiders continue to play at a huge high level, going to regional finals, not making it back to the Final Four, obviously, but a decade of dominance in the Southwest Conference and the Big 12. So the question becomes, after you get done with this, and I'm not saying that she's going to win a national championship, talking about Kennedy on the Swoops comparison, but that's who I would compare it to. They look tough. They did play tough. I'd sit corrected if I were you. She is a junior, talking about Kennedy, and great comparison. I probably talking about the Swoops and Kennedy deal. And for me, that's what this run by Tech softball reminds me of. And watching how it's happening and unfolding, it reminds me of 92, 93, 91, 92, 93, right in through there with Lady Raider basketball. A good program, a program on the rise, a program that you felt good about. And then all of a sudden, wham, you get a difference maker that comes in with other good players, great players at the time. And we know what happened. So could this be the thing for Texas Tech softball? Will fans gravitate to softball the way they did Lady Raider basketball? Now, Lady Raider basketball had a built-in advantage that girls high school basketball was huge in the Panhandle and the South Plains and this part of West Texas in the 70s, 80s, and into the 90s. Huge advantage on that. I don't know that softball has that advantage endemic into the fan base. And you don't see, just a ton of kids coming from Coronado, Monterey, Friendship, Sudan, Spearman, Canyon. You don't see those players going into the softball program. Things change. It's a little bit different. But can they capture the imagination of the Tech fan the way the Lady Raiders did? I don't know. Jeff jumps in on our YouTube channel. Ryan Heights Raiderland on YouTube. Friday night, most Texan thing you've done this week, by the way. You can tell us what that is. Watched for the first time yesterday and today, winning is fun. Yeah, hey, winning rocks. Texas Tech and all schools are winning schools. They're winners. The state of Texas is not a great sports state. It's a winner's state. If you win, we don't care if you're the Dallas Stars or the Texas Rangers or the Dallas Cowboys or fill in the blank. If you win, we love you in Texas. We're a winner's state. Same thing in Lubbock. Same thing at Texas Tech. Lady Raiders didn't have great crowds in the 90s until they started winning. Tech basketball, same thing. Don't matter. Tech baseball. Nobody was going to games at Tech baseball when I was first calling the games in 1989 and 1990 and 91. Nobody was coming out there. You couldn't get your girlfriend to come out there for 2 hours. It's really hot. It's really hot in those metal bleachers. I always get a bad sunburn. You couldn't do it. They started winning. They're like, can you get me some tickets for my friends so we can come out? That's the way it goes. Tell me again how much you hate NIL if you're a Tech fan. If you are a Texas Tech fan and you're enjoying what's happening with Texas Tech softball going to the College World Series, and by the way, I'm not going to call it the Women's College World Series. We can figure this out, right? Right? And are we so dumb that we can't figure this out? That the NCAA has this crazy logo for the men's CWS and the women's CWS. I think we can figure it out if it's baseball and softball. I don't think we need the pronoun to do that. So it's the College World Series. They're going to Tech softball is going to the College World Series, not the Women's College World Series. The College World same thing. I've said this over the last 20 years when they started putting on the floor women's Final Four, men's. They didn't do it initially. for men's Final Four and everything, it was just Final Four and everything on the men's side. But on the women's side, they had all this signage and everything. Women's Final Four. I'm like, can we not tell? And if we can't tell, we have a problem, Houston. So they're going to the College World Series. You will not hear me say Women's College World Series. Get your comments in, your thoughts in. Friday night, the conversation lasts as long as your comments are really good fun. Texas Tech softball wins. I like what Jeff said, and I wonder if there are more of you out there that you watched for the first time yesterday and today. Winning is fun. I wonder how many of you are just getting into it. There are a lot of things to love about softball. Fast pace of the game. I love that. College baseball could take a lesson. Fast pace. Get up there and play. Let's go. So if you're new to the game, what's drawing you in? What are you liking about it? James is on Facebook. I agree. The CWS is CWS. OKC is just as special as Omaha. Yeah. It's College World Series. Softball, College World Series. Baseball, College World Series, Omaha. College Softball World Series, Oklahoma City. In both places, it's going to be hotter than hell, and you hope that you don't have a whole lot of rainouts and rain delays. Just because he can be problematic. Allen, I suppose the XXXY World Series is problematic for some. Oh, of course it is. And I have no doubt that you would be the one. You would be the one to chime in on that. Get your thoughts, your comments in. Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media. On YouTube, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Everybody watching tonight, live or replay, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go over there. Subscribe. Don't cost nothing. Just click like, subscribe. Then you can watch wherever you want to watch. Do what you want to do. That's cool. The YouTube channel is really the last platform that we got to, that we're trying to grow, trying to make some things happen on there. There are certain algorithms that when you hit it, and there are certain things that you can do for us on all the platforms. It is huge when you hit like. It's huge when you hit share. If you do nothing other than that, the people watching every night, that would be cool. That would be awesome. Let's see, Gary. We need a DJ's dugout in Oklahoma City. That makes it College World Series. It's funny you were talking about that because David Collier is going to be up there in Oklahoma City. I was like, man, I wonder, drive up there, maybe hang out. What would be the DJ's dugout? What would be the hangout place? And I'm sure there is something around there, around where that stadium complex is. Surely there's got to be something like that. Wouldn't be as good as DJ's, Wouldn't be as good. It'd still be good. Joseph, I went to my first softball game at Rocky Johnson. There were about 15 people there. The team personally came up in the stands and gave us all T-shirts. Thanked us for coming. Fell in love with them ever since. It's like the old joke, back in the old days of the AFL, American Football League, and the Dallas Texans are hosting, I think, the Denver Broncos. And somebody calls the ticket office for the Dallas Texans there in Dallas, says, hey, yeah, what time's kickoff? And the operator, she said, what time can you be there? And the old joke about, gentlemen, in a first for us, we're going to save time. Instead of announcing the players, we're actually going to have you go into the stands and announce the fans that are here. It'll take less time. What Joseph is getting at, though, is old school development of fan base. Not entitlement. Old school development of fan base. Again, I will go back to Marcia Sharp and the Lady Raiders and how they did it in the late 80s and the early 90s. And exactly stuff like that. Coaches, men's and women's sports, have a sense of entitlement. I think folks should just show up. We're playing. We've earned it. We deserve it. You should be there. It don't work that way. Kennedy has 7 girls backing her up. Are they not playing without a catcher or anything? You know, they don't have a catcher or anybody. It's just 7. That makes everything I've seen even more impressive. Texas Tech playing with 8 players in doing all of this. 7 years ago, talking about that. Yeah, I didn't figure it was like recent, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Truly, I do. All right, your thoughts tonight? Texas Tech softball headed to Oklahoma City. College World Series. Texas Tech continues dominance in the Big 12 in all sports across the board. Oh, wait, hold on. Like football, they're not. No, football's okay. Football's pretty good. You're not sucking in football. You're going to bowl game. You're not sucking. I know you want to do better. Well, then the basketball, the lady, right? Okay, I get it. But man, you were living in the. If you were a Texas Tech fan of all Texas Tech sports, you were living in the greatest era of Texas Tech sports across the board, all sports. It ain't even close. It's not even close to any other era across all sports. Well, baseball didn't even make the tournament. Yeah, I get it. I understand. But top to bottom, and I think baseball, I mean, the baseball program is not broken, it's not fractured. It's got issues, and we will see them addressed, I think, in the next several days. Maybe not even weeks, the next several days. But if you can't be happy as a Tech sports fan right now, I don't know what to tell you. Your life is going to suck. You're going to hate everything. Everybody's going to hate you. And nobody's going to want to come over to your house at Christmas. That's what I would tell you for the most part. And if you hate NIL, I don't know what to tell you again. If you hate NIL as a Tech fan and you don't like what's going on, then I guess you like the previous 70 years of Texas Tech sucking hind teat and having no chance to do anything for the most part. And I don't know what to tell you on that front. I want to go to the game for just a little bit. There was some cool stuff. Yeah. Comparison stats 2-1, Florida State and Texas Tech. Texas Tech winning. So obviously close game. 1 run. I picked up on that doing a lot of baseball over the years. A 1-run game is a close game. So we go back and we look at some of the nitty gritty numbers. And again, total pitches today, 87. I think it was 79 last night for Kennedy, but 87 pitches. 60 of them for strikes, a 69% strike percentage for Nigeria Kennedy. All right, so go back to the hitting, though, because again, oh my gosh, they had 8 errors, but they had 8 errors, Florida State did, on the day because Texas Tech pressure on them. So let's go look at some of the interesting numbers in this game. 2-out hitting, they were 0 for 7, you were 2 for 9. Runners on, not a lot of runners. 2 of 13. Well, that's bad for Tech. Runners in scoring position, though, 2 of 7, they were 0 of 5. And then advancement opportunities, where you have the chance to move a runner over with a productive out, is the easiest way to explain that, or just with a hit or anything else. And I think this is where this game probably got decided there. When you get that run home in the first, you do it again in the 5th. How did you scratch out the runs? Advancement opportunities, you were 7 of 15. They were 2 of 8. That's getting down a bunt. That's moving a runner over. That's all those things. The little bitty things that get lost in a game that Texas Tech did incredibly well this afternoon. Little bitty things make the difference. Back to the comments, brought to you by United Supermarkets and Market Street, where they're ready for your Memorial Day grilling, anything you might need. I mean, top to bottom, like from steaks to lighter fluid. It's okay to use lighter fluid. Just don't use too much, all right? It's okay to use lighter fluid. The strategy of softball is so different from baseball, different mindset. It is and it isn't. And we could sit there and go, okay, the softball strategy really is the embracing of small ball to an extent, and how to. It's so hard. I think in softball, it's so hard to move runners over, and the compressed nature of diamond. I mean, you've got to be really good. So I really don't think it's that completely different. It's productive outs, it's moving runners over, getting them in the scoring position, and then taking advantage of that. And certainly at this level, where you have elite pitchers where 1 or 2 runs, obviously today, are going to make the difference. When you've got an opportunity to get 1 run, you play for 1 run. You can't sit there and wait for a bloop and a blast. You can't sit there and wait for a walk, a bloop, and a blast and get a 3-run. Earl Weaver, God rest his soul, Baltimore Orioles. The 3-run home run strategy, you can't do that. You might run into one every now and then from a home run standpoint. But the idea of scrounging up runs in softball is what it's all about. And Tech did that today. They did that this weekend. Jello shots are illegal in Oklahoma. Really? Golly. Well, that's totally different. Totally different from Omaha. Can't be. JC, sir, some of were at those games in '89. Gus's dad, first row, was usually behind him, screaming for certain Aggie to stand up. Think we gave him the yips that showed up years later. Talking about Knobloch, Chuck Knobloch. Yeah, '89. Mike Gustafson's dad would videotape and put the Sony Walkman radio headphones into the videotape. And sadly, there are tapes of me calling Texas Tech baseball in the late '80s that Gus has somewhere. When do we watch more softball? We watch more softball in the last 4 months than we have our entire lives. Go Red Raiders. Lance, Bricktown. The Science Spectrum and Zoo, the only thing next to CWS and OKC. Well, somebody should start a bar. We have, oh, no, I read that one earlier. Catcher is not behind her. Well, yeah, but she's backing her up. She's supporting. The catcher is supporting. We're all here for you. I mean, come on, watch for love of the game. Billy Chappell. Hey, Chappie, we're all here for you right now. Because of you, we're the best team in baseball right now. Come on, let's go. Is Tech spring sport program the best in the country? If it ain't, it's got to be up there. Now, obviously, baseball holding it back, but between track and field, softball, yeah, golf, men's golf at the championships. I have not even looked up today. Has anybody seen any numbers on golf today? I've been so softball oriented. I don't have anything on golf. They're in Carlsbad, California. Is Ben Affleck as an actor overrated, underrated, or rated? I'm seeing a movie of his tomorrow. Affleck as an actor, I would say probably rated right. When there's nothing about him that I just go, oh my gosh, he is the guy who separates, and you got to see a film, and he's not so bad. Lance talking softball strategy. It is moving runners because the bases are closer. You got to move the runners. You got to move them over. Ain't easy doing it though. Bases are closer, fielders are closer. Everything happens faster, actually, in softball than it does in baseball. You don't see a 3-bouncer out to third, and the third baseman pick it up and fire across the diamond and retire the runner. It happens much more quickly in softball, which means it's harder, I think, to advance runners. which we get back to James or whoever it was talking about the softball mindset, compared to baseball. And, small ball is the best for a baseball guy who doesn't watch a lot of softball. It's small ball from a baseball standpoint, big ball from a softball standpoint. I like that. The big ball. Yeah, we'll go with big ball. Hey, we went overtime. That's pretty good. You guys were great tonight. All right, I want you to do a couple of things for us tonight. And yes, you cannot take a lead in softball. You got to keep that foot anchored on the bag, which I think it would be interesting if you could take a lead. If you could take a lead and see what would happen. Could you get picked off? And, I like mayhem myself. I want you guys to share this, spread it out there on the social media universe. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Well, they're good friends at Domino's Pizza, Domino's.com. They've got the new stuffed crust pizza. If you hadn't tried it, you ought to. It's delectable. But hey, maybe you don't like stuffed crust pizza. Maybe you like thin crust. You can get that. They got all that stuff. Get the app. Ton of discounts on the app. And you can pick it up. They can deliver it to you, whatever you want to do with the Domino's Pizza. And our friends at United Supermarkets on Market Street this Memorial Day weekend. All of your culinary needs, they're waiting for you there. Anything you need to do. And I'm telling you, you're going to get there and you're going to not get like lighter fluid or something. You're going to go, dang it. You get home, I don't have any lighter fluid. This kind of stinks. So just get it when you get, when you're buying your steaks, when you're getting your burgers, everything else. Do that. So we thank you again for watching on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media. And of course, our Facebook people are fantastic for Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. We're going to post this on the website here in a little bit. Again, another chance for you to share it at theraiderland.com. Congratulations once more. Texas Tech softball on the way to the College World Series in Oklahoma City. We'll be with you all weekend long. Saturday, Colin with No Name. 5 things we know on a Sunday. Hey, we'll be working on Memorial Day. We'll be working with you on Monday night. Don't worry about that. We'll be out there for you. But I want everybody, if you're traveling around this weekend, please be safe. Please be cool. And hey, if you get on the whiskey, get off the wheel. Get Uber. Get somebody to give you a ride. We'll see you tomorrow. theraiderland.com.